Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to get into Christopher Mitchell lies, nonsense, all the crazy stuff he says to lure suckers and people that can't think for themselves, like the Chris Birds of the world. Chris Birdbrain, uh, Zach Jones, Wingirder, y'all all learned lessons the hard way when y'all could have just listened to me and just saved yourself all that money, and all your wife has to see all your foolishness. But here's what Christopher Mitchell says in Facebook post. You can't make this up. I'm going to read it. I'm going to try to go through this quickly. In this post, I'm going to talk about God and Christianity. Okay. I grew up in the church. Okay. I read through the entire Bible, entire meaning all caps. I've laid my hands on people. Oh, I'm sure you laid more than that. You know, all this stuff that scammers like to say to lure in suckers. I know how to speak in tongues. You know how to do a lot of things with your tongue, mainly to guys. I've been to old time tent revivals. Most scam artists probably have. My mom died when I was 9 years old. The same old song and dance. My mom died when I was 9 years old. Look what I've done. You become a scammer. If Christopher Mitchell was such a legit scammer, his little midget steroided freaky little brother Andrew would be would be doing this with him. He'd be a millionaire by now. The first thing you're going to bring in, if you're making millions, if you're just making money, $100,000 a month like he claims, bring in your family first. Bring in the people you love, not some, because you know why? If I try to share this scam with people, they'd laugh at me and say, God, you lost your freaking mind. That's why I do these videos, to wake up these people on the fence. His mom died when he was 9. We've heard that song for 4 years. My dad is an unhappy, violent, dead broke. I'll stop there. Same thing you're headed for, Christopher, if you're not already there. I know your wife's got to be unhappy. I've been drunk, I've been high, done drugs, and even been in jail a few times. Christopher Mitchell says he's never done illegal drugs ever. He's done steroids. Everything Christopher Mitchell does has to do with cheating. Steroids. Cheated to be a bodybuilder. Fast buck artist, did gay porn, triple X videos, gay porn. What else has he done? Oh, he's buys subs to make himself look big. You know, he'll cheat any which way to make a fast buck. He doesn't have any investments. He doesn't own a home. He moves from town to town. He packs up his little tent. This guy moves around. Anybody that moves around like Christopher, that's unstable. That's not the sign of somebody that's successful. They just move from town to town. He says, I was a male stripper in my early 20s and had sex with hundreds of men. Yeah, he's done gay porn. He wasn't a stripper. He didn't work. That would mean he had a 9 to 5 job, or he'd have a job, and he's never mentioned that. So we know he wasn't never a male stripper. He was a male porn star paid per job, whatever he could get sucked into. I've been poor and homeless, and today I make over $100,000. Really? That's what you do? You make $100,000 a month posting, and then you have time to post these stupid Facebook rants. He makes $100,000 per month, but he has time to ask you guys for $5,000 here and $5,000 there. I give away thousands and thousands of dollars to the poor every single month. That's a sure sign of a scammer. Anyone that brags about how much they give away for charity. However, I go gambling in the casino every single day. So go ahead, judge me! Christopher, you're easy to judge. You're a scam artist, porn star, cheater, liar, big time liar. Anything that comes after Christopher Mitchell's mouth is a lie. That is why so many cool ass people like myself, drinkers, smokers, gamblers, ex-convicts, people covered in tattoos. What does that even mean? People covered in tattoos. He's trying to reach out to all kinds of people from all walks of life. He's probably looked at some of the mastermind people, and that's probably what they are. They refuse to go to church. No, he says, refuse to go to church. They call themselves Christians. Christian community is supposed to love and accept people, not judge. You know, I know so many people that if you're a bad person, they just separate themselves from it. They don't even entertain that kind of lifestyle or quality of person. They don't. So I mean, he's so full of crap. Nobody's judging it. You just don't get, you just don't reach out to it. The so-called Christian community is supposed to accept and love people exactly as they are. Well, you better be careful about that one. Not judge them, throw stones at them, or gossip about them behind their back. Well, Christopher, nobody's gossiping about you. This is the facts. This is to warn people not to give you money because you're a scam artist and you just use these YouTube platform to get people to send you money. It says right in the Bible, do not judge or else you will be judged ultimately. Whatever. So basically, quit making videos telling everybody how bad a person I am. You're ruining my scam. I'm not going to get into all the Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, all this nonsense. The Bible talks about money more than subject. But yet today, the majority of Christians are dead broke, busted, disgusted, and can't be trusted more than non-Christians. Let's just say this. Christopher, your methods are unproven, undocumented, and they'll tell you right out that roulette is a horrible game. You're not going to win long term. If you play 50-50, that's about the best you can, and you better hope it doesn't get green. You better go black or red. If you're going to sit there and say, let's martingale black or red, if you're playing any other method on odd or even, if you're not going 50-50 and taking into account the green, those are your only odds, 50-50. So you're listening to all his nonsense. There isn't no special way to put the chips down. I've watched people put tens of thousands of chips on these numbers and they hit one time and they have this huge stack of chips. And I'm like, why don't you leave? You made a ton of money. They keep doing it. And number 14, number 9, number 21, they don't pop up anymore. They go quiet and they lose everything they put down. Christians judge people, something they're not supposed to do. But the people they're judging are the very people that God is trying to have a relationship with. All this stuff is trying to tell you. Remember that acronym, what would Jesus do? Oh yeah, that's powerful, Chris. Chrissy. I tell you what he would do. This is him telling you what God would do, Jesus. If he was here in the world today, he would go play Baccarat with me. Of all the things to do in this world, all the problems that are going on, God's going to go sit there and play Baccarat with Christopher Mitchell. You can't make this stuff up. While gambling, he'd be saving souls. Christopher Mitchell would be playing Baccarat with God and saving souls. Not worried about any of the crazy stuff going on in the world, but he's in the casino high rolling it. I'd take a Jack and Coke. Give me a Crown and Coke. You and God be high rolling there. And I don't know what it would if God was sitting there with somebody. It's just like the batter or the quarterback praying for a big play. So it's just like it's, I gotta admit, when I played sports, I kind of said a silent prayer, but it was just really just so I could actually have a decent game. It wasn't so I could be a hero or anything. That wasn't going to happen. So to all my quote fellow sinners out there, I just want you to know that God really does love you. By saying that, Christopher, you get all these doubters to believe in you again. God loves you. Christopher Mitchell's telling all his all his paid for, bought subscribers that are all fake, that God loves you. So, you know, I'm sure he does, but God doesn't like scammers that are sitting there trying to rip people off because, Christopher, if it's all that great, post everything you have. Post it all for free. Save the world because guess what? If you're making money like crazy, I promise you people will send you money. Promise you that. We're proud of you, God says. He wants you to keep being you. Keep on scamming. See, that's the thing about narcissistic people. If they keep telling themselves what they want to hear, they actually believe it. Narcissist, I'm just going to keep telling you I'm doing good, I'm doing good, I'm the best, I'm the goat, I'm the goat. And they actually, in their little pea brain, start believing what they're saying. He apologizes on behalf of the children who judge you every day. Please forgive them. He's working on them every Sunday when they go to church. I have to end this post now. I got to get dressed so I can go to the casino. You can't make this up. God is meeting me there in a few minutes. God's meeting him at the kingdom at the casino. We have work to do. Kingdom work. So, do y'all see? That's posted right on his Facebook page. He believes God endorses him to gamble. God. Okay, so what about these people that have these gambling addictions, Christopher? What's God telling them? What is God telling all these people that literally have a gambling addiction, like people have a drug addiction or an alcohol addiction or a porn addiction or whatever the addiction is? Do you hear this nonsense? God is sending them to sending him to the casino for work. That's a classic multi-level marketing strategy that they use to get into the simpletons of the world. Let me tell you, so you guys that have doubt, believe that the nonsense can make sense. If you want to retrain your brain to sound like a complete idiot, you can live the life like Christopher. You just aren't going to have the props and you're not going to win any money. You're not going to do that $1 million blueprint. Where are those people? The guy cannot tell the truth. That's what I'm saying. When you're going to invest in somebody, if you had a guy that was your financial advisor and he just lies after lie after lie and the results just suck, fire him. Don't even use a financial advisor. You don't need one in today's day and age. Just get yourself a good tax accountant if you're extremely wealthy. And even them, you better be careful. Be careful with anybody that deals with your finances and asks you for money. I mean, look at this, Christopher Mitchell. God is in the casino gambling with them. He always is knocking everybody. If this guy spent as much time working a job and perfecting a craft, he'd probably be very successful at whatever he did, but it would be very jicky, very scammable. He's not a hard worker. He has no qualities of anything but says, let me have your money so I can sit on my butt at home and pretend I'm somebody that I'm not. And that's what his brother is. That's what his family is. That's him. Look at his wife. His wife's 99% of the problem because any good woman wouldn't tolerate that bullshit. They would not tolerate it. It is BS. Okay, let's talk about the games he plays. Blackjack. He doesn't know how to play it because he automatically doesn't want to split aces. He doesn't want to split any cards. He doesn't want to double down. So he's not going to win at that. Let's just go quickly through it. Blackjack, he doesn't even have basic strategy, which somewhat gives you a chance. He wants to go with this no bust strategy. He wants to get you into his casino where you're going to get 30-35% of your losses get paid to him. He says he can't say the name of the casino. Bet online, that's against the rules. Follow my link. If you're going to go online, don't use his link. Bet you he doesn't care. Bet you he's mad at you. Bet you he, because once these people lose that bet online, they don't keep re-upping. Let's talk about his sports gambling. He played a big favorite, almost 2-1. He laid $9,500 to win $5,000. You lose a couple of those, you're buried. You're buried. I'm going to tell you, the last 2 weeks, I'm just going to name the ones that I can think of. 2 weeks ago, UCLA was minus 1,300. They lost. Air Force, I think they were minus, no, I'm sorry, UCLA was minus 800 2 weeks ago. They lost. Air Force was minus 1,300 against Hawaii. They lost. Here's a good one for you. Auburn, this weekend, college football, they were minus 4,000. You're going to risk $4,000 to win 100. Really? And they lost. As a matter of fact, New Mexico State blew them out. It was never close. You were never in the game. Think about that. If you wanted to try to be who would, and there's people that do that. I'm going to put $4,000 on Auburn to win a quick hundy. That didn't work. You just lost $4,000. Casino will gladly pay you $100 hoping that upset hits because they know the odds. And here's the deal. He loves to support the teams that he supports and he gambles on. I know a lot of gamblers like this. You know, I bet against my teams all the time. That's the only way you can be profitable. I know a person that would never bet against the Cowboys. I know a person that'll never bet against the Longhorns. You got to bet against the teams when you have an advantage or you think you have an advantage. You got to be willing to play games that you can't let your heart and your loyalty go. I look at it this way. If you're going to bet against your team and they win, you just did yourself a favor. You know, you got the win, but if they lose, you got the money. Okay, let's talk about the Golden Knights. They are 2-5 in their last 7 games. 2 wins, 5 losses, last 7. Yes, I know they won 4 in a row before that. That's besides the point. We're talking about the average of how this works out. So if you're doing these huge money line plays, you lost 5 out of the 7. I mean, yeah, they're going to give you the winners, but you're risking a lot. Think about that. So you don't hear Christopher Mitchell ever saying how, God, he laid $10,000 and it lost. He'll never tell you that. Okay? Everything he says he has an answer for. He's a liar. He's a gambling degenerate. And he will try to scam you and scam you. Look how many times he's changed the rules. Look how many times he's kicked people out of the Facebook group. Lifetime membership means nothing with him. Guys, he keeps doing these videos. He keeps buying fake subs. He keeps doing everything he can to try to make the scam look legit. Guys, nobody's sitting here being a douchebag hater on him. Nobody. You know? Nobody. So we're just laying out the truth so people, the new people that come onto YouTube, the new people that find him, they see all these videos saying, this guy is a piece of trash. His wife's trash. His whole family is trash. Okay, guys? Please smash that subscribe button. If you haven't subscribed already, I'd appreciate it. And we'll talk to y'all in the next video. Y'all have a great day.